Nothing like a Saturday chill session. I know it's going to be a little bit of a different story come about 2 o'clock. Not going to be any blue left in the sky, according to their forecast. I'm okay with that. Welcome to mid-spring just about. Got the makeup placed on about 85%. Foundation is set for all their faces. All the ones we're going to find and see. Notice until mid-November. It's almost like I never left the kayak though. Since I came out, not here, but Stone Mountain Lake at the end of November when it was like 80 degrees one day and we got some immaculate pictures, didn't we? All those colors, the makeup being wiped off for the season, getting ready for a new year. And the new year is now. First trip out here. And I'm very happy. What's that? They must have just said something. Maybe it's just too many waves to distort the bottom of the pedal. Maybe that didn't give them a chance. We're going to be looking a lot when it comes to our kayak adventures. But I'm not talking about looking for history. You really can't. Everywhere we go, you're not allowed to look. Because those federal spaces, those federal parks and stuff like that, places like this, they're like the best places to bring the kayak. But because the way the land is owned by the state, you can't look for anything. The only thing you can look for is the garbage. Look what I got from Walgreens. Yeah, someone dumped a big old garbage bag by the loading ramp. I gotta do some community service for real. I gotta pick that joker up. You talk about a full bag that was broken open. Nothing but a bunch of plastic bottles. You talk about, I got depressed. I had to jump in the water immediately so I wouldn't be depressed. And there's no depression out here. None at all. All you see is love and happiness. They are so happy to be out. They are. Look at them. Fish are jumping out of the water. They're happy too. You take out that tailpipe, you can enjoy a spot like this all day in the lawn chair. Look at this. My mind is all over the place. They got the landscaping out here for real. Look at that. Perfect green all over the place. I'm being blown over here. Let's hope there's no turtles out here that we're going to disturb. The snakes will just run off anyway. And so will the turtles. Dang, look at that. Cute. Beautiful. I guess it's places like this that give us that kind of feeling though. Well, not guess. I know it's places like this that give us that kind of feeling. Give us that kind of power. Newfound energy. Got about a new life out here with the green, the money on the trees. And I'm not talking about to cut it down either. I'm going to be going slow all day. I got some things to do out here. Nothing that big. Well, it's big to me. And there it is right there moving in. There it is. From the Gulf, from Florida. No matter how much rain we get, it's always needed. That thing's going to be covering up the sun for the next 2 days. Well, you know the sun's going to come back out Monday, go figure. When it's time to head back to the office. I don't want to say it though, especially out here. They might flip the script. We can't afford any droughts this year. Please, no droughts. Please, no droughts at all. I mean it. No droughts, please. Look at that. Why am I whispering? Well, because there's a guy on this boat. And he's got his cute little dog who's like sitting on the edge of the boat. And he keeps like looking at me. I don't want him to jump in the water. We don't need to be scaring any cute puppy dogs, do we? Yeah. Beautiful out here. I mean, there they go right there. Don't know what kind of dog that is. Little tiny one though. Welcome to heaven. Got to do some one-of-a-kind things today, and got to do them quickly before it gets too late. Well, you know, I can do the secondary thing later, but the primary thing's got to be done, like, immediately. Yeah, look at that. Water's up about maybe 3.5, 4 feet. The square miles that this place covers. For it to be that deeper out here, you talk about a lot of water. Yeah, because you know it's a reservoir. The north side of it. Reserve the water. Cool little landing spot right here. Around this little island. Somebody needs help. There's an inchworm right here. They're struggling. I know you see him in the center. That dude's gonna come right next to us too. Watch. Where'd the inchworm go? I gotta get him up on a leaf so he doesn't get in the water and drown. Hold on. Well, that didn't last too long. I was only there for like 35 seconds. Couldn't even save the inchworm. Something strange going on out here. What did I tell you in the last skit? The last clip. The guy's gone. With the dog. The guy's gone. The second I got to that landing spot, I turned around and he was practically already behind me. He was motoring his butt as quickly as possible. I think he's living on the island and he doesn't want anybody to know. I remember the guy from like last summer when I was out here chilling. Came out here, tried to pick up the baby tree of life, and this guy was just like sitting there on his kayak. That was the guy with the dog. That was him. Same guy, same dog, same kayak. And he scurried on over here really quickly, and he practically was right behind me. And I had my headphones in, and I saw him, and I said, hey, how's it going? And he just said, hey, and he jumped up out of his kayak as quickly as possible. And he pulled his kayak in that landing spot. He's got something going on up here that he doesn't want people to find out about. Dude, it's like this is federal land. You can't claim your property. Watch him be standing up there on that hill up there. I couldn't even get out and stretch my legs. He's hiding something. But see, I didn't see anything like, from my perspective, it's weird. That's weird. It's weird. It's like there's nothing around that signifies that he has anything out there, though. There's no evidence of any kind of camping, like hardcore camping. But he's wearing the same exact thing that he was wearing last time I saw him a year ago. Same dog too. I mean, dude, where's the dog food at? Where's the dog food at? Where's the dog house? Don't tell me your wife put you in a dog house and you ended up out here. Something's going on out here. No, I'm not going to call for an investigation out here on this island. But that is strange to me, though. That dude just like, I've never seen somebody on a kayak move as fast as he did. It was almost like he was trying to keep me from getting on the island. That's exactly what it was like. It was like he was trying to keep me from getting on the island. Like I was going to find something, you know? That kind of ruined the day, though. I mean, I got a very special thing behind me I need to add to the landscape. You already know what it is. You saw the beginning of the video. I can't take care of them any longer. I can't. I think I might have killed them. You know? I think I didn't do it right. So I'm just going to take them out to the landscape and let nature take over to see if nature can revive them. You know, just plant them normally with some Atlanta Braves dirt. You know, Atlanta Braves landscape soil from the land, you know, to try to make them a winner like the Atlanta Braves. And that guy kind of ruined it. But you know, I always have to put a spiritual swing on everything, though. Dang, is that ever so weird? Wearing the same thing. It's like deja vu. It's like it's timeless out here. It's timeless. That guy just like set us back in time, really. It's like it's endless out here in a different way. It's like it just stands still. Same guy, same vest, same hat, same glasses, same kayak, same dog. Doing the same exact thing. But you know, I always have to put a spiritual swing on everything, though. What if there is something on this land that needs to be protected? There's one island that needs to be protected. You know what I mean? And he was chosen. Now hear me out on this. What if he was chosen with not even knowing it? Making sure he's not just behind me, you know? What if he was chosen to help protect the truth, you know? Help protect something out here, to try to keep people off the island. I believe in that. I do. After all my years of studying, all these experiments, trying to find the truth, there's got to be something to that, though. They're always looking for ones to, you know, ping as a chosen one to do something. It could be anything at all. A lot of things can be negative. A lot of things can be deadly. A lot of things can be done for good. A lot of things can be for evil. Entirely weird, though. I mean, what if he was out here 15 years ago and the ones out here recording noticed that there was something about him and they chose him to do something that he doesn't even know that he's doing? You know, he's kind of being led to do something and doesn't even know it. Let's hope he doesn't have it good. For real, though. I mean, think about it. Think about that when it comes to the spirit of the lands and stuff like that out here. It's one of the highest peaks out here. There's probably something up on these lands that he doesn't even know about that exists. He's just here, and he scares people off because he's claiming the territory, and people just end up leaving. They don't even bother, the same as I did. Last year and today. I mean, it could be the spirit of the ancient peoples out here. The one that wants to stay here. Maybe a few of them. And they need a living body to help protect it, you know. Think about that one. It's getting closer. That sun's about to be blocked out. It's going to be hazy. I mean, it's already hazy now, but it's going to be hazy in the next 20 minutes for real. And then it's going to be complete blockage. It's going to be like night and day out here. Really, though. Are those the Rangers? But I have my life jacket on. At least it's behind me. Gotta look around. Make sure he ain't creeping. Scary. Making sure he's not going to end up just like right behind us. Hold up. You might have a cool looking anchor right here. Weight. A lead weight. That's a cool looking one right there though. 1/2 of something. And I don't have enough. I don't carry stuff like that. You're going to say, Da Vinci, you should. You're an outdoorsman. A different kind of outdoorsman that knows nothing about outdoorsing. Yeah. I'm going to grab that one though. That's a cool looking one. Never seen one like that. I could probably get that at Bass Pro Shops. A pack of 15 for $1. Yeah. I'm looking. I'm trying to find an access point, you know. But the security guard, the mall cop, is going to just appear out here. Trying to look at my blue kayak. Trying to find my blue kayak. I can't stand making people stop. I really can't. I mean, making people slow down, that's not my thing. I'm all about making people keep moving. Making progress go forward, not stop. Time to get lazy. But not being lazy. Just more convenient and more productive. Thank the Lord for these things. It's a must. The oak tree's got to be on the island. They know what love is. We see it every time we go out. Can't forget this. Spend it for more than a year. Treasure. I'm nervous about getting up in here. I mean, that guy could be anywhere. But no one's going to be weirder than me. I'm carrying a glass vase through the woods. You guys not crazy. You talk about Da Vinci style. Boy, did I ever try to take care of this baby right here from the day they were born. Even had the little figurines to try to babysit, pacifier and all. Watered this thing perfectly every single day. And then I took him out one day. Realized I couldn't get him out of the vehicle and let them in the front seat to get some air and some sunlight, because I couldn't sit him outside. Hot car death, not Da Vinci style. Hot car baby death. Let's hope they still got a little bit of life in them. They were growing something back in August at the bottom here. Last August. forgot how hard it was to climb a hill in flip-flops, leather flip-flops that are wet, you know. It's almost like we're better off not having any shoes on at all. I mean flip-flops. Because this is not easy. Thought I heard somebody. This is only going to take a couple of minutes. I just got to find the perfect spot for them, you know. So nature can take over. Since I failed at this one, maybe I'll try again later. Not to leave them in the hot car for just 2.5 hours on a hot August day. Things would have been different if that never happened. Found the perfect spot. Gotta be the perfect spot. There's a lot of sunlight right here. A lot of exposure for them to grow if they're still alive. I'd like to come back a couple 100 years from now and find that they're big and strong the way I was trying to get them to be. Here's the perfect spot right here. Look how the sun comes down right here. One of a kind spot on the island right here. Dang, are my videos ever scary? What are they? They're going to say, I don't know what's going on. I mean, okay, fine. I know exactly what's going on with my life. It's like the things I do, I'm meant to do. I have to do. It's almost like history repeating itself in every one of my videos. Over and over again. Because the truth always comes out one way or another. Let's hope that guy's not just like sitting right up here. Dang, look how high the beavers get, no pun intended. They come all the way up here just to chop down trees. Look at that. Let's hope they don't chop this thing up. Perfect spot. Let's check that headstone right here to see what direction it's facing. If it's facing east to west, that's going to be a little bit crazy. Dang. That one almost cost us big time in this adventurous world of Da Vinci's world, you know. Guys, this is not Harris County, and I talk about this kind of stuff all the time. Of course I'm shaking. I saw a heavenly spot down here, and I was trying to cross over this log right here, you know. And you talk about a headstone in heaven that was very close to being my headstone. Don't step back. Look around first. I was getting ready to jump right over the log until I noticed something that stuck out like a perfect thumb. Don't crap your draws when you see it. And they are alive and well too. They're looking up at us. That is the biggest timber rattlesnake I have ever seen. Man, and I was right here too. We don't need to be slipping up in heaven. We do not. Maybe they're just sunning at the moment, you know. My family and friends would kill me if they saw this video. I know my protectors are always out here. They probably were screaming out, "There's a snake right there, dumb eh? He's ready to strike." Just about, look at him. That is by far the largest timber rattlesnake I've seen. Let's hope they just ate. They're not rattling. I gotta be more careful in heaven. Talk about being the ones out here protecting it. And that's exactly what they're doing. That little puppy dog has no chance against this guy or this Letty. I could have died out here. Not out here, but I could have died within the next couple of days if I got bit by that thing. All this for a tree of life. I know you're probably going to say, but Da Vinci, it's a life for a life. It's a life for a life. Thank the Lord we saw that thing. Yep, almost exactly what I thought. What I think every time I come across rocks like this, what I call headstones. That thing is east to west at 105 degrees. 105 degrees east. You guys perfect with that one. Now I'm too scared to even move. I'm frozen, guys. I'm frozen. There's the spot where I'm going to put the tree right here. I've been trying to find the best spot for the sun to come down. Ooh, listen to what I just said. For the sun to come down. Man. Boy, my scary videos are crazy too. I know it's like I keep wanting to see the little one over here, the big one. I keep wanting to see them. They're pretty though. I love snakes, I do. I'm a child though, I am. They can move fast. Maybe she's pregnant and she doesn't want to be bothered with. Yeah, talk about protecting heaven. Let me go ahead and put this thing up right here. Found a better spot, thanks to the Star of Life, showing us the way. Better spot right here. The heck is that? I guess people like to camp out here. Lined up rocks perfectly on both sides. Very cool indeed. At least there's no rattlesnake up here. Got to put the treasure first if you want the treasure to keep coming to everybody. I knew this was going to happen. Oh crap. Oh dang. Yep, the snake isn't here. Oh dang. We'll never see him. Uh-oh. They slithered off somewhere. Oh dang. This is not good. It's going to be the longest trip back to the kayak and we're barely 75 feet away. Oh dang. I just have to be more careful, but first let me go back and get this can right here. This litter off this heavenly island. Man, let's hope they slithered back into the log right here. There's no reason to look around. We might get in some serious trouble. With them, of course, the real ranger. Man, let's go ahead and do some community service out here in heaven. Let's not that be my gravestone. Let's not let it be today. I'm going to have to go. I can't go over there. I can't. There's too much brush over there and too many leaves. There's leaves all over the place. Man, guys, they can be curled up. They blend in perfectly out here in these leaves. I'm a dumb A for real. I bet they're going to hijack the kayak. You talk about looking for a different kind of history out here. Man, I bet they were heading right towards the kayak too. I'm trying to use my eagle eyes. You know, the same ones that we always use to look for the good stuff. This is no joke. This is no joke. This is when the adventurous hobby gets a little bit dangerous. You can't even focus on having a good time with the hobby. Well, you can focus on it when you win at the hobby. I don't want to cut paths with that though. Let's hope she was just a little bit too obese for her to climb the hill, you know. She probably saw that beautiful kayak and said, I'm going to go down there and see if I can inspect it. I see something bright and blue at the bottom of the hill. It's almost to the point now where I've seen more rattlesnakes up in this part of GA than down in South Georgia, down in Harris County. Let's hope they don't chase us off the property. But this is federal land. They're federal employees. They got the right to. They do. They got the right to. Now, I can't afford to be slipping out here. Watch this. They went down for a drink of water, and they're going to end up right in the kayak too. I'm going to have to call the game warden. I'm going to have to call the DNR out here just to retrieve a 7-foot rattlesnake. I know you're laughing. You're laughing. You're saying Da Vinci that rattlesnake was only about 3.5 feet long, 4 feet long. All right, we're getting closer. But closer to what? Closer to the safety? Or closer to the snake? I don't think there's ever been a time where I was so happy to get into the kayak, you know. I think I kind of spoke it forward this morning when I first got out here. I was itching to get in the kayak. All right. Worked so far, but we're not out yet. What a shame. I didn't get any pretty pictures of them either. I didn't. I mean, some better ones. Because they definitely deserve to have pictures taken of them. The models in heaven. What was that? I guess that's a sign that we're going to have to be careful the rest of the worm season, all the way up until November, guys. That would have been a disaster. Stepping over that log. That was a stupid move. Let's hope I never make a mistake again. But it wasn't really a mistake because I never went through with it. I never did. That's the way you got to think about it. It wasn't a mistake because the mistake was never made. We made the right decision. not to step over the log. That instinct, that push within you, you know, the ones trying to hold you back with their wings, help you realize that there's something that you missed and a reason why you should never step over that log. Still doing the lawn work, the landscaping up there. I was hoping for a little bit of peace and quiet today. You know, they're not going to get done until like 6 o'clock because they got that big yard over there. They got the mulch clippers and stuff, the bush hog, whatever you call it, doing that springtime cleaning, trying to make their backyard more heavenly, more power to them. At least they didn't take out too much. Yeah. But you know, I got something else to worry about today. Another reason why I came out. You're looking at it, to wash the kayak inside and out. And who is going to be the person that's got a toilet brush out here? Of course, me, so I can clean the inside. And I got a couple of other scrub brushes too with glass cleaner. You can't go wrong with glass cleaner. Glass cleaner cleans everything. It doesn't matter what it is. It's my liquid of choice when it comes to cleaning, besides the bleach, is glass cleaner. And we're going to have to empty this thing out when I put that water in there though. Got to unscrew this thing for the first time, well maybe the second time, to empty out the water once I get back. But don't I ever look crazy today. Got a glass vase and a toilet brush. What you know about that? Uh-oh. What do I mean by uh-oh? I'm going through a spiritual moment in the land right now. They're still out here. I feel like one of them. Look what the heck they got me doing out here. I was washing the inside of the pot. But listen to what I just said. I'm washing the inside of the pot. Who the heck was the last human being to be out here? Washing the inside of a fully intact pot. Dang. It's almost like it was hundreds of years ago. This used to be my mom's, and I just used it. I think she would like to have it back. Let me go ahead and leave it out here somewhere. Now I'll take it back home. Let me find an offering spot where no one else can find it. Maybe I'll give it to the rattlesnake as payment. And the haze is here to stay until Monday morning when we all have to go back into work. When the blue sky comes out at 6:30 a.m. And we'll all want to know where it went during the weekend. Nothing wrong with that though. It's part of life. I wonder what they're... No, I don't go fishing. That's for the professionals out here. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I wonder what they're setting us up for though. It's almost like Greg Maddux pitch, Kevin Brown trying to set up a hitter to strike them out. Maybe roll over a changeup to get him into a double play. Trying to set him up with that inside fastball. Who knows what's coming next? But when it came to their careers, nobody knew what was coming next from those guys. Maybe they're trying to give me a sign I need to take up a new hobby. Another one to add to the stash, you know? Another hobby to add to the pile that I already don't have time for. Just a little bit of time. Well, can't really get up on the lands and look around. I'm afraid to now because of the snakes. There could be quite a bit more out here. There could be, but I see a lot of garbage, man. Dang. More places to come back and pick it all up. Can't really do that thing today. We might put our, you know, foot on top of another rattlesnake. Can't take that chance. I mean, look at this brush right here. Look at these logs. There's probably 3 right there. That's crazy. Yeah, but that. Okay, so last year, I think it was like last May, I ran into the only rattlesnake that I saw last year about this time. I think it was like my first day of vacation. Can't remember. It was in that one creek. I walked right up on it. I was like 3 feet away from it, looked up, and that baby right there was like half the size of the one we saw today. Only half the size. But I got the strangest EVP. I thought they said one of 2 things, but I think the comment, the EVP that I put, the words that they said, I think that's what they actually said. I think they said, I'm trying to make you a holy man. And I thought that was like Satan or something like that. I'm trying to make you a holy man. But what does that have to do with a snake, though? You know, that's what I want to know. What does that have to do with a snake? Me running into a snake. How is that going to make somebody a holy man? But I knew they said something. I mean, the first thing that I actually thought that they said, it sounds a lot like the EVP that I put in there, the words. I'm trying to make you a holy man. But at first I thought it sounded like something else. At first I thought they said, I'm trying to give you a heart attack. That's what I thought they said at first. That was the first, those were the first words that I put in the video. And I was hoping that's not what they said. And then I went back and listened to that thing at least 400 times. And it turns out they said they were trying to make me a holy man. But how? I know I'm anything but holy. I'm different. I'm fun loving, you know, spiritual. I'm not really that holy. I'm just wholesome, but very caring, very childish. But what does it take to be holy? And what does it have to do with running into a snake or stepping on a rattlesnake? What does it have to do with becoming holy? Love you, Mom. I know you want it back. In the world's greatest time capsule, Waters of Eternity. Fully intact pot. A glass one at that.